can beat Americans to shopping. Think again, because actually emerging market consumers since 2007 have on the whole beat U.S. consumers. And you wouldn't think that, right? Because you always think that it's the U.S. consumers driving this economy.
Always talking about Americans until you shop, till you drop. I mean, look, the themes are familiar, right? Rising middle classes, growing incomes. We've talked about this before. Emerging market consumers are outspending Americans. But here's the thing. They were really put to the test during the downturn, right? Because in 2008, you saw that Americans hit the wall when it came to shopping. They stopped. The consumer is still under pressure these days. But compare that to some emerging markets. So like in India, for example, completely kept shopping right through the downturn. In Brazil, you saw absolutely no signs of any sort of consumer retrenchment there. So it's really personal consumption in both of these companies have been growing. And in fact, Betty, in 2015, emerging markets are expected to be 37% of global consumption. So a really enormous amount of consumption here.
It is enormous. And so as an investor, you wonder, how do you take advantage of this then?
So a common strategy that a lot of people talk about is, hey, let's look at some of these Western companies that have a lot of emerging markets exposure, right? Like Caterpillar, P&G, Coke, common examples of things. But we talked to some experts who say, look, if you really want to capture this trend, you have to go pure play, you have to go local. We talked to Richard Kang. He's the CIO over at EG Shares. Take a listen to what he had to say.
If you really want to play those domestic markets, you have to find the companies that focus 100% of their attention over there.
So we have 3 ETFs for you to talk about. Econ, ECON, BRIC, BRIQ, CHIC, CHIQ, all pure play consumer ETFs, so you can really take advantage of this trend.
Okay, Mario, well, good to know. Thank you, Sheila. I know you're always talking about emerging markets and bringing us some new insights on that. Well, after the break, the biggest name